only 3 players left in the round of 32. Only 1 spot left in the round of 16. Do-Kyung, formerly known as Billowy, will face off against Ryung, while Innovation waits for the winner of that in the final match. In the last group of the GSL Code S.
Yes. Looking at this match, Do-Kyung versus Ryung. Well, we already talked a lot about Do-Kyung's style in this matchup because he played Innovation, right? He's like extremely good at things like ladder. He plays pretty safe builds generally. He doesn't mix it up maybe as much as you'd like. Now, looking at Ryung, he's very, very opposite of this. Like, he plays some crazy builds. He'll do things like hide a starport on the map and go Banshee or something, right? Like, he'll do very tricky moves, but maybe isn't as good at just a solid standard quote-unquote TVP. And when you look at these two styles clash, I feel like it's Do-Kyung favored. If he just plays these kind of safe things, it's like he has an Observer, he has a good amount of Stalkers, he gets in some solid upgrades and some solid macro, I feel like that's where Ryung might have a hard time.
Fight! Do-Kyung. Cascade Esports. Ryung.
And, opening up with a gas first. Not a big surprise, I think.
I think everything you said about their styles was 100% dead on. But I do want to point out, I think the previous matches they played today are also a factor. I mean, Ryung did. Hey, we love you.
Aww.
Thanks for coming down. Feels good, man. Bible thump. I want to point out that the matches they played earlier today, I think, also are going to impact them a little bit. Ryung did beat Dark in a crazy late game where he seemed to have navigated an insane StarCraft 2 game from start to finish brilliantly. So at least he has that going for him, even though he lost. Do-Kyung got Hulk smashed.
He did.
And I just wonder if that's going to be a factor, if he's going to be a little bit shaken by that.
He's had enough time off. And the thing is, Ryung is, to be frank, a much lower level than Innovation. Not that he's not a great Terran, he is, but like, he won't be able... The reason why Innovation smashed Do-Kyung, it's like Do-Kyung's build, especially on this map in Game 2, was actually pretty good, in my opinion, against what Innovation was doing. It's just, it's Innovation. He's like, he's a bull in a China shop or something. He's just everywhere. Yeah, he always brings a gun to a knife fight. He's just like, he's super strong. And so I think that Ryung can't do to Do-Kyung what Innovation did. Like, Do-Kyung's going to be able to play his game. He didn't play his game at all against Innovation. Innovation's just like, die! And Do-Kyung's like, no, I don't want to die. He's like, too bad!
Stargate coming up here.
Okay, switching it up a little bit. Stargate, a pretty solid opener against Terran still.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely a why not build. Yeah. It's good, it's well-rounded, it can answer a lot of the things that Terran could try to throw at you.
Yeah, it's good against cheesy stuff, too, that Ryung is a little bit aggressive, a little bit cheesy, a little bit tech-heavy in this
It also
matchup.
allows you to inspect the bottom right side of where Ryung is to see about that free base without having to make any major risks. And you can just get a good read on what's going on there. Here comes the Reaper now. Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice. Dead Reaper incoming. Sees the starport.
And this is why the Reaper needs a shade ability as well.
Why, so it can shade out of there after getting it?
Can you imagine if you gave some of these units like just a few extra of the same abilities? Like if Reapers could jump and blink?
Man.
The madness you would have there.
Beyond would have won another GSL by now.
Oh, yeah. So we have the first Cyclone coming out now.
Like, so it's like Marines have Stim and Psystorm.
So funny. Brains have stim, but they also blow up like banelings when they get attacked. It's like, well, I don't know who made this game, but
That's pretty stupid.
you clearly didn't mess around in multiplayer that much before you did that.
Pretty decent defense here for Ryung.
Okay. Looks like the Oracle will be able to come in here.
Oh, no.
Yep. One of the older tricks in the book. As Shine zooms in to show us some of the remaining green smoke alien stuff coming out of the Oracle there.
Yeah. That can't be good. Don't breathe that
Do-Kyung is
in.
just, a lot of times I feel like I'm watching Do-Kyung play when he's having a bad day. He's like, oh, that was a bad idea too.
Well, anytime I see someone lose that first Oracle, it hurts. You know, Deer has obviously been a guy recently that I've been talking about a lot with this, but
Yeah.
you can't. That's like you said, that's a very old trick to put that there.
Well, I think the problem
it's
is
so
that,
common that you should just look at your Oracle when it's there and be very careful.
but I think this is also one of the easiest indicator of a player's mental state in a televised match, because
like overwhelmed or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of it's. I mean, I guess the losing the Reaper right away to Lings when they just get trapped is another one. But
Yeah.
the Oracle is one where there's a lot of places you can hide it. Okay, I mean, there's a craft to hiding Widow Mines.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see, there was that whole meta where they put him out in the middle of the map because that's just when the players
Remember
weren't
was
looking
big at
there.
that.
Yeah.
He would have his Widow Mine the most, like it would go as far out as it could without being seen, be the middle of the map.
Yeah, and a lot of times people would fly over it. But, I think sometimes you come into this and it really is a very limited amount of time you have to respond.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like Do-Kyung's still more of a rookie by comparison to especially Ryung here. Ryung doesn't always...
Oh, he shook his head no when that happened. When I see things like that coming, I just stare at their face. Tasteless. It's all I care about. So that's pretty painful, but that's Ryung for you right there. Moves like that. That's
Look
so
at this.
Ryung.
The Phoenix is throwing a tantrum now. Don't set me out
So
there.
angry. Well, one
I
Phoenix.
don't mind.
The sound of one Phoenix lifting, as I like
That's
to
right.
say. It's he has no Oracle friends. He has no
Sound
Phoenix
of
friends.
a one-armed man clapping. Now, Ryung is, I believe, going to try to push out.
That was me clapping with one hand.
Was it?
It was.
Well, from here, there's a lot more pressure that Ryung can just freely apply. I mean, the map has been liberated here for Ryung. The army is over here. Blink is going to finish just about when this starts up. In fact, it's not going to be done until this army's unloaded. Unloaded!
What are we
when
even
it's unloaded?
looking at?
What is happening?
What is going on?
What is going on?
That just sits there for that long and Do-Kyung doesn't even see it.
You know what? I'll take the pylon. Oh, there's another pylon underneath those medevacs. Wow, okay. Okay, so not our cleanest engage.
No. Definitely not our
I
cleanest.
almost pulled my hair out when I saw the medevacs just
They
floating
just
there.
sat there. There was like a cyclone coming from the bottom and Do-Kyung went after that. But like, look at your mini-map, son. What are you looking at? You don't have any oracles at your micro on the map. I know that much.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, you're right.
It's like when a kid comes in with no homework. It's like, what'd you do last night? He's like, I don't know, nothing. Well, certainly not.
It's like, my dog ate it. It's like, you don't have a dog. Well, that was rough. I think, this kind of exhibits the difference between innovation and these two players. Is these guys seem to have wonkier engages. They know what they're doing and why they're doing it. They don't do it as well or as perfectly as some of these other pros like Innovation or Dark.
Yeah, well, those guys are the guys that these guys wish that they were, but are not. Maybe one day. That is pretty darn quick Liberator range, which is kind of neat. I would say that is a very good thing here for Ryung. A lot of times you want to wait until 4 bases to get Liberator range, but this is such a big map, and Do-Kyung is kind of messed up a couple times. He doesn't have great scouting going on or anything. It seems like he wants to play a little bit more of a passive macro game. When you hit passive macro game players, going Mass Liberator and Liberator range is exactly how to beat them in this matchup. In fact,
Yeah.
this was the big weakness of Stats for a very long time. It was just like, no, man, just sit at home and make Liberators, and you're going to kill them. And again, like I kind of mentioned earlier, Dokyung kind of reminds me of, you know, an early Stats or something. His style kind of goes in that direction.
If this were an anime, Dokyung would be the younger guy who wants to be like Stats, and Stats would not have any time for him.
Yeah.
You know?
This guy would be Deku to the, you know, why can't I even think of the name of this?
Moving on, the medevacs are going to move out here. Now, there's a nice pylon wall up here to try to spot for the drops. Not a bad idea considering that Oracles are just killed off in this game. Okay. Stim coming forward now.
Kind of walking around with these stalkers, just attacking them.
Got to be careful here. You know, the army is actually just better for Ryung.
There's like a lot of small moves that Ryung is doing that are really, really hurting Dokyung.
Yeah, well, Ryung is a good tactician. That much is for sure.
Yes, yes. But I thought like this kind of good defensive play would be strong against what we're seeing from Ryung, but Ryung keeps finding damage, keeps doing a good job everywhere.
Well, having good defense and not dying is not the same thing. I mean, he's losing units. I mean, every fight you see, Dokyung loses a few more units.
Yeah.
He even lost that Phoenix that was just kind of there to be a deterrent for drops. I think Ryung might push out and actually win this game.
And I gotta say, strategically, he's playing so well.
Yeah.
Like, he's just out with a small force pressuring while massing Liberators. This is how you play, guys. This is, like, so good. What we have to see from Dokyung, if he is to win this game or have any shot, is leave his base now with his army. He can not sit back defensively anymore. When you go into Colossus Tech, your opponent should be going into Liberators or into a weird Viking timing push. And if they're going into Liberators like this, you need to be out on the map and not let the Liberators get into position. If they get into position, the game is over.
Yeah, even that Liberator there. Okay, here we go. Oh, now this is pretty cute.
Yeah, look at that.
I don't know if this is the way to do it, but let's see. I feel like you could still stop the drop.
Jeez. Oh, that's a good storm right there. Yeah.
Okay, the unload is happening. The Templars were not able to get over there to feed back the medevacs.
Two stalkers just walk in. That didn't work.
Into a bar.
Yeah.
Okay, this is sort of this jungle of liberation zones. Now, I guess with that many stalkers, you could just kind of bulldoze your way through. The problem is Ryung is actually producing so much more. You know, it's so funny positioning of structures and how that can completely change the fight.
Yeah.
The fact that it's all clogged up over there.
Yeah, this is very tough right now. This is so efficient for Ryung. Like, he's actually going to win that with the Liberators, I think. And he's going to kill this base.
I think this might be GG. I think we're just now seeing...
There was a lot of sloppy moments in this game by Dokyung. You got to be a little bit cleaner than this to go into the round of 16 for sure.
Yeah, well, if Dokyung does lose here, and it looks like he's really running out of options as most of his key units are being sniped off, his bases and probes being picked off as well. He has a chance for redemption here, but I mean, there's no more extra lives for this guy.
Yeah, this is the final test here for him in GSL this season.
And if we do have Innovation versus Ryung coming up, which is the way this series seems to be leading it, GG, that would be a great TVT to cast to the end of the day.
Yeah, that would be very nice. Dokyung doesn't seem like he has too much chance against Innovation, the way that the games have been going. You know what I feel like Dokyung is for me? I think he's my new Younghwa. Remember Younghwa?
Yes,
Where
of
he's
course.
like this guy, and you're like, oh no, there's a lot of brilliance in these moves. He's not as good as Younghwa was in comparison, I think. But it's the same type of thing where it's like, this is a strong defensive Protoss player, and nothing ever goes right, and all the games are losses, and it's kind of sad, but still potential here for Dokyung. I've almost completely given up on him advancing from this group, but maybe he can still take out Ryung. Let's see it. Like, a lot of things went wrong for him that game.
Let's not give up yet. There's a reason why we don't just make it best of one. So we're going to go to Blackpink now. Dokyung just not able to execute what he's practiced. Constantly losing units, having bad exchanges. It's time to reverse that right here, right now, or Ryung will go on to face off against Innovation in our final match, in the final group of this GSL Code S. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough for Do-Kyung.
Yes,
When,
indeed.
when you have games like this, you have to just wipe those memories away, wipe those emotions away, start over, do what you know, or you will fall out.
Do-Kyung. Cascade Esports. Ryung.
All right.
Uh-oh. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
He knew that too. This is Ryung for you, right? Like he does
Perfectly
a lot of
placed.
proxies. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a very tactical
You know,
Terran.
there's something funny, especially with StarCraft 2, because the pathing is so clean
Yeah.
that you can, if you just know exactly where the vision is, hide the building in plain sight as the worker grazes by, and 100%, if they're going to your main base, they will not check for it.
Absolutely.
They will check for obscure locations,
Yeah.
the far, in this case, the far left, the direct bottom, but not right outside that vision path. It's
No.
so funny.
No, you're going to right-click into their main base and that's it.
And it's all very intentional. For the people that are not super familiar with StarCraft, it's very intentional that happens. That's not like an accident or a coincidence. I mean, that's very much done on purpose. And look at this. The eBay comes down here. This is something we've seen off and on throughout StarCraft 2, where you just plant something down there and go, nah, can't expand today.
Yeah, and with the Proxy Reaper, he started his Zealot and then realized that was stupid because his core was almost done, but generally when you go to their base and there's no barracks, you chrono out a Zealot, otherwise you're going to lose multiple probes. Look how late this Adept is going to be.
And this is in a further interruption now. Now the Adept's almost out, but still, slowing down mining, slowing down the expansion.
Sick micro there.
Yeah.
Normally you will lose 1 or 2 probes there if you don't have the Zealot.
And
so
the
good job.
Reaper was picked off.
Yeah, that's a huge kill, especially considering there's not another one on the way. Well, a Robo coming up right, or not a Robo, Factory coming up right now. Stalker on the other side. Into the Cyclone.
And so that's why that SCV was producing a little bit further on that engineering bay, just to slow down the opportunity for a Nexus to be made here. You can see that Do-Kyung's been hovering at 400 minerals and has no easy way to spend it. You know, there's nothing's efficient here.
Yeah.
And this just gives Ryung a tempo advantage, as well as he's leveraged his position where Do-Kyung's is responding to the Terran instead of them trying to outmaneuver each other. But the hidden probe here, this actually happens more than you'd think it would. Especially when there's proxies. Oh, but look at this. He's like, no,
And
bro.
he doesn't get the scout off, but he sees a Cyclone. That's super calm, though. When you proxy something, you get a Cyclone as a backup at home because it just kind of defends everything.
It's kind of a fix-all.
Yeah.
But had that probe stayed in there a little bit longer, he could have had a good scout that's pulled off. A lot of times if you do something like this, even if you're pretty good, will sometimes get away with hiding something in your base. You're so preoccupied controlling that Reaper.
Cloaked Banshee on the way, along with that command center. A little bit of a push out here. Don't really expect too much to be done. Cyclone's going to be good defensively, just kind of scouting around just in case. You slow down that Nexus, you never know, they might proxy something crazy.
Okay. Do-Kyung's Nexus is close to completion. It is Blink, which generally means it's going to be a little bit defensive here if Ryung is going to try to attack in with anything, especially with that shield battery there that's telegraphing, at least to us as viewers, that he wants to be safe and cautious. Now, granted, if he gets a lot more Stalkers with Blink, he can start to get more abusive on the map, but for now he wants to play a game that is response-oriented.
Yeah.
And I think that's smart because Ryung is also indicating, like with a Banshee and Cloak, that he wants to be the active player. He's going to be the initiator.
It's kind of cool that he's going for a Raven right afterwards as well. Definitely a very useful unit in a lot of circumstances right now in early to mid-game TVP. I guess more like in mid-game. I have loved some of the pushes that we've seen where Interference Matrix was used on Colossus. Like, if you go into Colossus tech, the Colossus is like the backbone of everything. You have to have it. So we'll see what he ends up doing with it, though.
Okay, Banshee coming up.
Observer about to pop out right this moment.
Cloak is on. He kind of pre-cloaked it even.
Yeah, not going to work out.
And this is a big victory here for Ryung.
Dokyung.
Dokyung, excuse me. There's Dokyung, there's Ryung, and then I almost said Byun because I was thinking about that player a little bit here. This is the Youngs of our
Young
game.
Ryung and Young Dokyung.
Yeah. So from here,
Young Diary. Oh man.
So Stim is on the way as well as combat shields. Ryung is pushing hard to get as much infantry out as possible. And Dokyung with the victory there, gunning down the Banshee, which was basically a big waste as far as upgrading Cloak and getting that unit out to begin with.
Yeah.
He's going to get this third Nexus up. It should not be something that Ryung can try to threaten him with.
Yeah, not quite yet, but you know what? As the +1 and Stim and combat shields finish, there's no doubt in my mind that Ryung is going to push out at that point. Now, he is adding extra gates and getting charged, so that's definitely going to be useful, but he's getting +1 attack instead of armor, so definitely going to have to see some fancy micro from these Stalkers. I feel like he needs to very much slow Ryung down.
I think so, and I think that's why the Stalkers can come out. The 2 medevacs are just now about to pop out. Up until then, there have been no medevacs in this game, so there was no threat of drops, just that Banshee that was already denied. Wow, this is actually not bad, to be honest.
Really good. Really good. Really good. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Yeah, the drop might have to be pulled back, but instead, Ryung's going to commit. He's going to double down here. Now there's Marauders coming here, auto turret as well, so it seems like that should be the end of that attack. Now let's check over here. There's a warping happening just to the right of this. The army's unloading. I feel like with that Immortal out, I don't know if Ryung can really do anything at all.
This is easy defense. Charge is finished. Even with just a couple Zealots, that's super useful. Like, yeah, this is looking really good for Dokyung right now.
Yeah. Well, this is like, he's almost gone too far now. Now he can't even turn around, so this army is going to be bled out.
There is a Widowmine going towards the main. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't a Widowmine, I guess.
Okay, Dokyung's playing the redemption game he needed to play here.
Yeah, showing us some really quality play. And, I guess this game kind of shows more what I actually thought this series would look like. Dokyung stepped on a bunch of rakes in a row in the last game, and
slipped on banana peels and sat on benches that were not marked as wet paint.
He's just kind of defending all these different kind of tactical, strategic moves that his opponent's doing. He's just playing this safe game, and against this, Ryung's strats aren't really working. Wow,
yeah,
the mine's even being drawn there. And in fact, he launched the missile onto a Zealot that charged into his army. Do you see this?
Yeah, that was perfect. Did he just do it?
Yeah, he just did it.
Is he the guy?
No, he's not the guy.
Oh, okay. Okay, Ryung is pushed down a little bit. Hold on, he's got to be careful. Nicely done. Baits out the Widow Mines.
Attacks his own Widow Mine there.
I was going to say Ryung actually with a friendly fire attack there. I think this is it. I think we are going to go to Game 3.
Yeah.
Dokyung is finally doing it. The path to redemption has been started.
Okay. Tying it up with Ryung right now. Who will get to go on and face Innovation in that final match of the night? Dokyung, his hands are shaking. Look at how hard his hands are shaking.
Yeah, the adrenaline is gone. I get it. I totally understand.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not as bad as we thought. I could still do this.
Oh, man, he needs to get that out of his body, man. You know what he needs to do is ask for a bathroom break. I am not kidding here at all.
We do allow one break.
Yeah, this is something that you learn as you are a pro gamer for a bit longer and you play more of these matches, because the amount he's shaking right now, your mind will not just calm that. That's literally, you have adrenaline. You just need some extra time to get it out of your system.
Let's make it clear, guys. That's not fear. That's adrenaline. That's your heart's going so fast. You're saying, "Oh my God! All right." Yeah.
It can be from excitement. It can be from, there's too much in his body right now. Like, he should be asking for a bathroom break. Just go to the bathroom. Just stand there. Take your
That's
time.
not happening because we're 6 seconds away in the countdown. It is all going to come down to this last map. Backwater, Do-Kyung versus Ryung. Again, Innovation, one of the greatest players of all time, waiting for the victor of this match.
Fight.
For that last spot in the GSL Code S.
Do-Kyung.
Do-Kyung.
So dumb.
Cascade Esports. Ryung.
What if they both just look at each other and say, neither of us is going to beat Innovation, and then they do the Dragon Ball Z fusion dance. They become Do-Ryung and go try to take on Innovation.
I like that. I like that.
They got 2 probes and 2 SCVs. Or 6 and 6, whatever.
Yeah. Do-Kyung moving across the map.
What unit comp would they go?
I feel like
Protoss and Terran.
I feel
against
like
Terran.
what is the best 2v2 combo? Is it Protoss and Terran in a
Well, this
StarCraft
is
2?
2v Innovation, right?
Yeah, but I
think
mean, I think we can find the
isn't
answer.
it like Reaper Ling or something like that?
Oh, I heard it was like Protoss making a bunch of air units while Terran had tanks under it.
Well,
You just turtle it
late
out.
game, I guess so, right?
Yeah.
But I don't
Well,
know.
it's easier to go to late game in
2
StarCraft
versus
2.
2 is
2v2.
not as explored.
We don't know anything about 2v2, guys. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
But yeah, I mean, if you could go Protoss units and Terran units against Terran, what would it be? What are you going for?
I would say just keep going like tanks and Tempest and Psystorm,
Yeah,
right?
I think you're right.
I think so. You just storm anything that runs
Tempest
forward.
tank
Tempest
is
hit their
probably
tanks.
it. Yeah, and a little bit of
Yeah.
Psystorm so they can't do anything silly like
Solved it.
make smaller units.
All right, we can end 2v2 now, guys. We figured it out.
Well,
that
that's-
great experiment's done.
That's 2v1, but
You can end 2v1 if you want to as well.
Yeah.
Set him to this cast. They'll be like, oh, he's right. So I feel like there is some predictability here with Ryung. Like Ryung is definitely the guy who would try to proxy something. If it doesn't work, he would just go back to playing normal. He definitely has like a very clear set of decisions he makes. I don't think that's any secret, but
Well, Do-Kyung here going into Starport. See if he flies into Widow Mines as much as we saw previously.
look at this. You outranged me. Oh.
Wait, no, the Adept outranges the Reaper, doesn't it? Isn't Reaper range like 3.5 or something?
As far as the numbers of the range go, I don't actually know. I thought the Reaper could actually gun at the Adept from. That's why he was abusing the Nexus
I think Adept
over
range
there.
might be 4 and Reaper 3.5, but someone can correct us on Twitter,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Now, the Oracle is on the way. There's a Cyclone coming. Oh, wow. He just gets inside. Okay.
Well, that's a good move, too. Good building placement, keeps him out in the front. A little bit of poking there by the Adept. Nothing too crazy going on this game.
Yep, the Reaper is finally eliminated. Now, remember that the last... was it last game? Yeah, the last game, the Oracle was just dying to Widow Mines. Oh, no, that was the first game. Excuse me. The first game.
Yeah.
Now, there's
The
Widow
Oracles,
Mine-
yeah, they just, both of them died to Widow Mines very quickly. They
Yeah,
did like 0
before
damage.
doing really anything.
They used up Widow Mine ammo, and that was it. Okay, so doesn't lose this one. Just takes a little bit of hull damage. That's fine. Now has 2 Oracles, taking his 3rd base.
The Widow Mine is hidden in the bushes, which is a path that actually the Oracle could go through. There's a lot to where this is hidden. Oh,
That's
my
so close.
Oh,
He's
God.
gonna lose one. He's gonna lose one.
God. Oh!
Oh my God, that was crazy. Look at that Widow Mine come up. He was moving it to try to catch him over there. Ryung's so good at Widow Mine placement.
He
It's
is,
awesome.
man.
He's actually a very fun Terran to watch.
He is. Well, sometimes tactically it's like we're in the movie Saw, and Do-kyung's just all tied up. And there's Ryung dressed up as that puppet guy in Saw on his bicycle just going around him in circles. Yeah. It's very scary stuff. But you didn't see Saw.
You really put that together for the viewer. I really like that too. Yeah. Just really appreciate that effort you put in there.
Did you see Saw?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, there's so many memes we can make about that movie. You actually just have to go back and watch it. It's actually just a good movie. It's scary, but it's also just like pretty
well done.
What
Saw
about
6? Is that good too?
That is up there with The Godfather. You know, it's one of the all-time greats. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't get that far in the Saw movies.
Yeah.
I was too busy keeping up with all the Transformer movies and all the greats, you know.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the 22nd Star Wars movie. I think that's going to be the real renaissance of creating Star Wars.
They'll be like, oh, they finally got it right this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're rich, too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the fact that he doesn't have that many infantry over here, he should know that the medevac did continue to try to push south. I don't think Ryung's going to do any real damage here. I mean, this time around, Do-kyung is at least getting to play the game he wanted to play. He's got the 2 oracles out, which means he can have some map control.
Yeah, he's actually doing a very good job here. You can see that he's like kind of got himself together. You don't have to do damage to the oracles. They're one of the best scouting units in the game, continually running around tagging. He has shaved off a couple units here and there. You know, he has a good idea of what's going on, and that's important. Now, Blink is going to be finishing up as long as +1. Getting some defensive cannons and everything. Has this, that Phoenix actually blocking the medevac. Really, really nice.
I gotta say, man, Do-kyung seems to be on the path to moving on. His games are getting consistently better. Now, granted, he started at a pretty low point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. All he has to do is keep winning from here on out, and he moves on.
Yeah. Well, against Innovation, easier said than done, that's for sure.
Keep in mind, too, that also Ryung is a Terran, so is Innovation. So Innovation watching this, whoa. Innovation's brain, you can already hear it going like beep, boop, dee, doop, boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop.
Finally.
As he's just getting all the information he needs. Algorithms are firing off. Innovation emotionlessly sorting data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like a Mentat.
Yeah, like a Mentat. Yeah, for sure he's a Mentat. Now, well, he's definitely not going to get dropped. How's that for my commentary? If he gets dropped there, that would be one thing that would go wrong for Ryung.
And look at all the cannons he's putting up. He's actually being very careful about this. I don't mind it. I think if he just gets on the map pretty soon, that's going to be good. He doesn't know this, but Ryung, once again, going 3-base Liberator range and Mass Liberator. And the important thing for Do-kyung is going to be on the map really soon. Look at this. That is the most cannons that I have seen in this matchup in a situation like this. Like,
it looks like one of our ASL games here where they just keep making cannons where it's like, well, that's okay in StarCraft 1. I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
On 3 bases, pre-max out?
You know, you don't have to. He doesn't have to attack you.
You know what? He was massively supply blocked. He's been on 125 for 100 years. 5 pylons are about to start.
You're right.
Are about to finish.
Oh, my God. That's really bad. Oh, man.
You can definitely see still some nerves in there.
No one qualifies for
GSL getting supply blocked that long.
Yeah. I mean, that's great he has cannons. I think Ryung's like, okay, well, I just want to attack you there the whole game.
Yeah. Can't drop there.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't have to worry about that area.
We're not in that phase of StarCraft 2 where the cannons could move around. Remember that? When the
Oh, God. That was exciting.
Yeah.
That's when I knew you were going to be a GSL champion.
Yeah, that's what was happening for sure. I'm like, okay, the prophecies turn true.
But, look, he spent so much money on those cannons and stuff. I mean, it's okay.
No.
Like, you shouldn't have, but it's
kind of not.
He's not going to be punished for it. Can we say that?
No, but I mean, that's money that went somewhere where it could have gone somewhere else. I mean, this is, I think against Ryung, maybe you can get away with this, but...
well, the thing is, what you want to do instead of all those cannons is have your vision a little bit better, have your units spread well, and make your gateways earlier or take another Nexus earlier and then add those later, right? If you really want those for the later game. But on 3 bases, that's really weird.
Well, the most obvious location to attack for Terran is that 4th base or the main. It's not going to be the 3rd base. I think when he sees these cannons, he's going to go, whoa, okay.
Just siege up behind it.
Nah.
Well, There goes the Phoenix. The Phoenix killing a Liberator takes a very long time, though.
Yeah.
Getting another Phoenix now as well.
We'll come back to that in a half hour and see if that Liberator's still there.
It's like he starts a Dark Shrine at the same time as a race. Okay, well, here comes the exact same move as Game 1.
Where the cannons are not, they cannot help you. The Liberators are going to edge forward here. There's a lot of surface area that can really be abused here. The gateways kind of get in the way, making a little bit of a bottleneck here. So as the army pushes forward, these Liberators can rain down so much damage.
He just blinked down most of his Stalkers to the low ground there. Is that what I just saw?
Possibly.
I think that's what I just saw. Which is obviously a grave misclick. So he doesn't, I mean, he clears the Liberators, so that's nice, but there's 4 Liberators at a time in production. Do-Kyung lost a lot of gateways there. He hasn't been above 180 supply yet, so he looks like he's going to be supply blocked here once again. Well, he's not making units. Maybe he lost too many gateways or something. There you go, 2 units. Okay.
Well, there's nothing here again. Yeah. Yeah, Do-Kyung just needs to finish making the rest of the pylons that you want to have here. And now he's just lost all these probes. I think this could have been evacuated. Now, hold on.
Throwing away the probes makes sense because he was supply blocked.
Oh, you know what? Okay. That's actually a good way to look at it.
You have all the probes you want. If you can't make an army, you're screwed. Okay, well, he's going for broke here, but broke is where he will end up.
Yeah, this is not going to last, I don't think. So the Immortals and the Colossus, and now the other Immortal are going to go down, and Do-Kyung. No, hold on a second. Ryung's actually kind of taking a beating. It seems like Ryung has a more operational base, though. This is a weird game. This is a weird game.
Okay,
guys.
I think maybe he was going to get cleaned out there, but he killed 26 SCVs. So
yeah, that puts it 47 to 63 right now. Do-Kyung with a worker lead. Keep in mind, Do-Kyung even lost some workers early on.
Okay.
I guess this actually might work. Sorry, guys. This is one of the weirder games we've had to cast. There's been a lot of snafus this time around.
Yes.
Can he get that Immortal? I think so.
Yeah, he can. There it goes.
However, I think Do-Kyung might just, with a bigger army, just start to bulldoze this.
He can go kill that command center up here.
Yeah, he can get this.
Has to be careful, though. You don't want to be flanked on that.
There are not quite enough medevacs to heal this army. Okay, so that planetary goes down.
Well,
next, I think the Liberators, he Stalkers. Yeah, but I think if he gets a few waves of Stalkers in...
You think he can just blink on him?
I think he can, yeah.
Yeah, you might be right, actually.
Yeah, here's what he's going to do. He's going to blink in there. I guess he just blinks in and takes out the other Liberator.
Wow.
And
I actually thought Ryung was going to take this one.
Okay, well, this has just not been our normal sequence of events in a game. Do-Kyung wins. A win is a win. Is a win is a win is a win, as Shakespeare said. And so that means that Do-Kyung, wonky play, adrenaline rushes, and all, will go on to face one of the greatest RTS players of all time.
All right. Innovation did kind of slam him 2-0, but Do-Kyung, I feel like, should do better this series, even though Innovation has seen even more of his play. He's got a victory under his belt, right? He was shaken, and he's still got that victory. He's playing more and more games on stage. Hopefully he'll be a bit calmer after this commercial break.
After this, Do-Kyung versus Innovation. Don't sleep